You're listening to It's Your Time to Travel on TalkTainmentRadio.com, hosted by Ricky TYUS from TYUS Tours and Travel. And listeners, you can join the conversation by calling 614-401-8339. And the topic for today's show is Celebrate the Holidays in Las Vegas. So we're going to talk about all the things that you can do in Las Vegas for the holidays. And Las Vegas has an abundance of sparkling lights, outdoor events, and activities to choose from. Las Vegas itself shows itself as the ultimate destination to celebrate and spread holiday joy. So get outside and behold the beauty of the winter scenery created at the ice rink at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. This is a 4,200 square foot real ice skating rink. They've taken their swimming pool and they froze the water and turned it to an ice skating rink. And they also have a thing called s'mores by the fire pits. And what this is, it's where you can roast marshmallows. It's where you can have food and drinks and hot drinks and food. And all this is going on at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. And then there's what's called Ethel M. Chocolate Cactus Garden Holiday Lights. This goes on nightly in Las Vegas. And you can see millions of festive lights. You can see millions of festive light arrangements on a 2.5 mile ride, all without getting out of your car. And then there's also the glittering lights at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And the Bellagio. You can go to the Bellagio any time of year, and they always have a presentation, a nice presentation that they do. And it is especially outstanding at Christmas time. It's especially outstanding at Christmas time. So, you know, Vegas is a place to be. And also, the Bellagio will once again transform into a wonderland. And you can experience Vegas crafted food and beverage with the return of Merry Crimson at Red Rock Resort, a festive indoor and outdoor poolside lounge that transforms into Tisseltown. And next to Red Rock Resort, you can also check out Enchant Christmas at Las Vegas Ballpark, where a world of holiday wonder awaits, featuring ice skating, lighted maze, unique food, beverages, and even Santa. Bad Elf at Shady Gray Lounge in Silverton Casino is decked out for the holidays with a Bad Elf pop-up bar featuring themed cocktails you won't want to miss. And the holidays also transform our entertainment scene for the holidays with a very Terry Christmas at New York, New York. Barry Manilow brings some holiday cheer in the beginning of December with a very berry Christmas at Westgate Resorts. And Family Dinner Show Firelight Barn Dinner Theater in Henderson will also celebrate the holidays with their seasonal showcase. You can enjoy the holidays with the seasonal showcase. There's at the Riverside Resort. There's a production of the Nutcracker in Laughlin, Las Vegas. So you can take a ride through Winter Wonderland during a magical train ride with Santa. And the 90-minute unforgettable experience features storytelling, hot chocolate, and cookies, and it's complete with a visit from Santa in Boulder City aboard the Boulder City Santa Express. So we're talking about the holidays in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas it really goes out. It really goes out and shows you um, how much glitter it has at Christmas time. Just just a lot of glitter at Christmas time, and we have a couple of videos that we'll show that gets into all the glitter of what everything looks like during Christmas. But we also have a activities guide, and the activities guide talks about shopping malls that you can visit, all the things going on at the shopping malls, and it also talks about the national park tours, and it explores what to do indoors and explores what to do outdoors. And it also talks about Area 15. And for those of you who are not familiar with Area 15, Area 15, it says you enter curious and leave different. And Area 15 is an area in Vegas that is rumored to have all the secrets of UFOs and space and all these other different things, and all that's available during the holidays. And they have a special presentation at Area 15 for the holidays. And then there's things you can do outdoors. There's the Neon Museum, which houses all the old signs in Vegas. So all those old signs from the 60s and 70s, where did they go? They went to the Neon Museum. And also there's the Speed Vegas Motor Park. And there's Lee Canyon Ski and Snowboard Resorts. There's Rail Explorers, and then there's zip lining. There's zip lining all over Vegas. So all that is possible. And then indoors, my favorite place to go is the Mob Museum. And then there's the fly over Las Vegas. And then there's Machine Gun Vegas. That one I haven't done before. It's pole position raceway and virtually reality. You can also do that indoors. There's lip smacking foodie tours. We've had that guy on our show. You can also do that indoors. The high roller observation wheel. If you haven't done that, that's a great experience. There's a Hunger Game expedition. There's Marvel Avengers. There's the Shark Reef Aquarium. There's the Titanic. It's an expedition there. And of course, we've already talked about Bellagio and how well every season they change their looks. And this year for the holidays is simply tremendous. Simply tremendous. So there's a host of things to do in Vegas, indoors and outdoors. You can text me for a list of winter activities to do. But I also know that there's some concerts coming up in Vegas for January. Like Bruno Mars is there in December, and there's several concerts that you can do in December and January if you plan on going to Vegas for the holidays. But if you go to Vegas, definitely check out the ice rink at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas and the Ethel M. Chocolate Cactus Garden holiday lights. It's nightly. You see millions of festive lights, and you never have to get out your car. It's a 2.5 mile ride, all without getting out of your car. You can see the glittering lights at Las Vegas Speedway. This is what's on the screen now is the Ethel M. Chocolate Cactus Garden Holiday Lights. And that is a 2.5 mile ride, and you can see it all without ever leaving your car. It's tremendous. And then also there's the glittering lights at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And again, the lights are just tremendous. It's only a 30-second video, but it kind of gives you a glimpse of what this Ethel M. Chocolate Cactus Garden Holiday Lights is like. And it's nightly. And again, you get to see millions of festive light arrangements on a 2.5 mile ride, all without getting out of your car. You can experience Vegas crafted food and beverage with the return of Merry Crimson at Red Rock Resort, a festive indoor and outdoor poolside lounge that transforms into Tinseltown. And next to Red Rock Resort, you can also check out Enchant Christmas at Las Vegas Ballpark, where a world of holiday wonder awaits. Featuring ice skating, lighted maze, unique food, beverage, and even Santa. So there's a host of things to do in Las Vegas for the Christmas holidays. And I know we've always talked about all the things to do during the holidays in New York, but Las Vegas rivals that. And it's much more glitter and glam. And you really need to check it out. They also have a natural park tour. Vegas is so much more than bright lights and big bravado, because it's just a stone's throw away from the world famous Strip is some of the country's most iconic national parks. Explore the canyons of Zion and American West, and they have all the national parks out there that you can visit. So there's abundance of things for you to do in Las Vegas when you go to Las Vegas for the holidays. And I know this is late. This is actually my last show of the year. So I kind of wanted to talk about celebrating the holidays in Las Vegas. If you have some time, you can fly out there. There's just a host of things to see and do in Las Vegas. Caesar Palace has 1,000 things going on. The MGM Grand has 1,000 things going on. So this would be a great time to get out to Las Vegas between Christmas and New Year's. There's thousands of shows. Barry Manilow has a show going on out there during Christmas. Adele has a show starting in January. She has a residency in January. Usher is playing in Vegas for the month of December. So again, there's thousands of things to see and do in Vegas that keep you busy during the day and at night. And it's so much more to do in Vegas than just gamble. And Caesars Entertainment, which I don't have a copy of that commercial, I don't think. They talk about their sports book and how big that is. And Caesars has a lot of things going on. MGM has the fights. They have concerts. just a whole mess going on in Vegas for the holidays. So make sure you try and get out to Vegas between Christmas and New Year's, because you would be amazed at all the glitter and glam that goes on in Vegas for the holidays. Um, there's a place called the Silverton Casino, and they have what's called the Bad Elf at Shady Grove Lounge, and that's decked out for the holidays. The holidays also transform into an entertainment scene for the season with a very Terry Christmas at New York, New York. And as I mentioned, Barry Manilow brings some holiday cheer in the beginning of December with a very Barry Christmas at Westgate Resorts. There's family dinner shows at the Firelight Barn Dinner Theater in Henderson. And they will also celebrate the holidays, and they have a seasonal showcase. And you can enjoy a holiday classic at the Riverside Resort for Anaheim's ballet production of the Nutcracker in Laughlin, Nevada. Take a ride through a winter wonderland during a magical train ride with Santa. The 90-minute unforgettable experience features storytelling, hot chocolate, and cookies, complete with a visit from Santa in nearby Boulder City aboard the Boulder City Express. So we talked about Las Vegas, but I also want to get back to some of the things we covered in the first half of the show. Is that there's a new executive order that allows online passport renewals. Don't have a time frame of when that'll start, but instead of taking 8 to 24 weeks, with this new executive order, it would take 5 to 7 weeks, and it is now law. And but they didn't give a timetable for when the digital passport renewal will go live, and it wasn't revealed. So maybe they'll also come up with a digital vaccine passport. Okay, but that's just some of the changes that's coming forward. And you also know that to travel back to the United States, you have to show a proof of a negative COVID test taken within 1 day of departure. And again, it's just some of the changes that was made. And again, we're showing just some of the Christmas holiday lights in Las Vegas. But in the first half of the show, we also talked about the record-breaking number of guns that were taken by TSA in 2021. The number rounded off totals out to be about 5,700 firearms, and most of them was loaded. 85% of them were loaded. 85% of the guns that were taken by the TSA were loaded guns. They had a couple incidents at a couple airports where one guy in Atlanta, his bag was going through to be scoped. He reached in the bag to grab the gun, and the gun accidentally went off. And they had another incident in Newark where this guy was being charged with carrying a weapon on an aircraft, and 1 count of possession of a firearm and ammunition by a convicted felon. And the guy in Atlanta was also a convicted felon too. So you just got to be careful when you're traveling during the holidays, because you just never know what's going to happen. Just absolutely never know what's going to happen. So we also talked about in the first half of the show 12 of the most pressing questions about holiday travel. We talked about that in the first half of the show. And unlike last year, this year we know how to suppress the transmission of the virus. So travel for this year shouldn't be as bad as it was last year. But in the first half of the show, we talked about the 12 pressing questions about that. And we also talked about on this show and the last show the Ultimate World Cruise, which is coming up in 2023, which covers half a continent, most of the continent. It covers 7 continents, 11 world wonders, 60 countries, and 150 destinations. It starts December 10th, 2023, and ends September 10th, 2024. It's 274 days. If you're interested in that, certainly give us a call. Our phone number is 866-547-5362. And the second half of the show, we'll get back to celebrating the holidays in Las Vegas. And Las Vegas has abundance of sparkling lights, outdoor events, and activities to choose from. Las Vegas shows itself as the ultimate destination to celebrate and spread the joy of the holidays. And we covered the beauty in the winter scenery created at the ice rink at the Cosmopolitan. We covered that. It's a 4,200 square feet of real ice, and you get to roast marshmallows, and they have fire pits. And we also showed you the Ethel M. Chocolate Cactus Garden Holiday Lights. That shows nightly. And you can see millions of festive lights arrangements on a 2.5-mile ride, all without getting out of your car. We also talked about the glittering lights at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. There's just a million things to do in Las Vegas for the holiday, and the Bellagio always does a tremendous job at setting up a winter wonderland. Just a tremendous job. And I'm sorry I couldn't show you that, but they do a tremendous job. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. They always transform that to the time of year that it is, and the Bellagio does a tremendous job with that. Just an absolutely amazing job with that. And we also talked about Experience Vegas crafted food and beverage with the return of Merry Crimson at Red Rock Resort. So there's just a million things to do this holiday. If you can get out to Vegas between Christmas and New Year's, Dale has a show that she's starting in Vegas in January. Usher is showing. He has shows in Vegas for the month of December. So there's 1,000 things to do in Vegas for the holidays. Want to talk about a show going on in New York called The Thoughts of a Colored Man. This is a show that I want to take a trip to sometime in February. It's written by a guy named Keenan Scott, and The Thoughts of a Colored Man is set in present-day Brooklyn, and the show delves into the experience of 7 black men, each in different phases of life, each facing individual challenges and pressures from society. These everyday universal scenarios, the birth and death of loved ones, complications of parenthood, career shortcomings, community shifting gentrification, exploration of sexual identity, allows everyone to see a part of themselves in the character. And this is going on now on Broadway, and we want to do a bus trip up there for this particular show. It'll probably be in February. It has a stellar cast and crew, and all the reviews so far has been fantastic about it. We were just up there in November. Didn't get a chance to get in and see it. We certainly tried to get in, but we couldn't get in and see it. We just didn't have the time. But it's something that's going forward in February or March, we would like to try and do a trip to New York and see this outstanding play that's being showed on Broadway called The Thoughts of a Colored Man. But today we're talking about celebrating the holidays in Las Vegas. We just have a few minutes left, and just to recap, Las Vegas is totally decked out for the holidays. And if you only get to see one place in Las Vegas for the holidays, you need to see the Bellagio. They transformed that into a winter wonderland, and it's totally amazing. But the Speedway, there's a Speedway that has glittering lights. It's the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So Las Vegas totally decked out for the holidays, and I know on this show in the past we talked about the greatness of New York City and how well they do for the holidays. But sometime between Christmas and New Year's, if you can get to Las Vegas, you can see all the glitter and glam that's going on in Vegas for the holidays. Don't forget the world tour, the world cruise that we're doing in 2023. But look up in the sky. It's the superhero of travel. It's Ricky TYUS, and I'm able to take you around the world by air, land, or sea, even by flying saucer. And we're live on TalkTimeRadio.com, radio the way it should be.